guys, welcome back. Today I am here with my March TBR. I feel like February always just flies by, obviously partly because it's a shorter month, but I don't know what it is. It's already about to be March, and I've got a lot of books to share. As always, my TBRs are subject to change, so I will probably read many but not all of these books, and there will probably be other books I will read that are not going to be on this list, but hopefully this will give you a pretty good idea of most of the things that I'm going to be picking up in March. The first book on my TBR for March is the book club pick for my Patreon book club. Every month my patrons get to vote on a book that we read together. We've started doing a different genre every month. For March, the genre that we picked was mystery, and the mystery that we're going to be reading together is a classic, which I'm pretty excited about. This is And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. I think I've only ever read one other book by Agatha Christie, and I've wanted to read more from her. I'm really excited that everybody voted on this, so this is going to be the book that we're reading for Patreon book club pick. If you guys are interested in joining in, my Patreon is always linked down below. As always, a huge thank you goes out to all of my patrons for your support. You all are wonderful, and I love the little community that we've created together. And a special shout out goes out to my patrons at the new release hardcover level and above, currently including Trina from Bookish Trina on Instagram, Lori from Lori's Book Trials, Sydney from Sydney's Stories, Ashley from Books with Ashley on Instagram, and Jill from Jillian's Book Chatter on Instagram. Thank you all so much for your support. You are amazing. So the next book on my TBR is also related to my patrons. Every month my patrons are entered into a raffle, and the winner gets to select a book that they want to see me read and review in the coming month. For March, the winner of the raffle was Sydney from Sydney's Stories, and the book that she chose for me to read is Shogun by James Clavell. I know that this is one of her favorite books that she read last year, and it is a beast of a book. It is very, very long, so I'm definitely going to be doing this as an audiobook from my library, so I do have that coming to me soon, and it's one that I'm interested in. I'm curious to see how I feel about it. It's kind of an epic saga that's historical fiction set in feudal Japan, I want to say, and supposedly has lots of political intrigue and complicated relationships and a lot of things that are going on, and it's the kind of thing that I don't pick up that often but tend to enjoy, so I'm really interested to see how I get on with it. Then I have a couple of buddy reads that I'm supposed to be doing in March, one of which I'm very excited for. This is to finish out a series that I've been meaning to finish for a while. I'm going to be reading The Beauty of Darkness by Mary E. Pearson. This is the third book in the Remnant Chronicles, and I'm going to be reading this with Jessica from Jessica Williamson. I'll have her channel linked down below. She is a friend and one of my patrons, and I'm really excited to read this. So yeah, I really enjoyed the first two books in the series. I've been meaning to finish it out for a while, so this is going to be the month. We're going to make it happen. It looks so much longer than the other two books, but I flew through them, so I really should just do it. We're going to read this. It's going to be great. I'm also planning on doing a buddy read with Melanie from Bethany and Isabella from The Feminist Bookworm over on Instagram. We're going to be buddy reading Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angelis. I was really excited about this actually as a great way to pick up this book that I've been meaning to read for a while. I think this one is coming out in June. I want to say June, maybe July, but I think June. This is a debut novel that's being pitched as Moulin Rouge meets Phantom of the Opera, and I've heard really great things about it. I've had it in my possession for a while and keep meaning to pick it up. So this is happening also in March, and I'm really excited about it. In March, I'm also going to be reading a nonfiction graphic novel that I'm excited about, and you're going to be seeing this pop up in another video in March. This is Noisemakers, 25 Women Who Raised Their Voices and Changed the World. This is a really, really cool collection that was sent to me for review and promotion. It's a middle grade nonfiction graphic novel about 25 amazing women in different industries and areas, illustrated by 25 different women graphic artists and comic book writers, which I just think is really cool. So you get all these different styles, and I just love this as a project. I think it's really neat, and March is Women's History Month, so I'm going to be doing a video talking about Women's History Month and talking about different books promoting women's history, and I thought this was a really great pick for it, so I'm excited to pick this one up. Then I have basically a whole bunch of arcs, one of which is rolling over from my February TBR. I had hoped I would get to this in February. Alas, that did not happen, but I do really want to read Network Effect by Martha Wells. I'm very, very excited for this. Murderbot's first full-length novel. This is going to be so amazing, and I have heard really great early reviews, so this I want to happen very, very soon. And then basically I have a whole bunch of advanced copies of books coming out in March and April that I'm hoping to get to most of these. I doubt I will get to all of them, but just so you know kind of what's on my radar that I'm hoping to pick up. First up, we have a book coming out in March that is an anthology of short stories. This is A Phoenix First Must Burn, 16 stories of black girl magic, resistance, and hope, edited by Patrice Caldwell. I am really excited about this. I think the cover is stunning, and there's an incredible collection of authors in here. It sounds like it'll be a really cool short story collection. And maybe what I'll do is read like a story a day starting March 1st. That might be a really good way to consume this. It includes authors like Elizabeth Acevedo, Danielle Clayton, Samaya Daoud, Charlotte Nicole Davis, Justina Ireland, L.L. McKinney, Daniel Page, Rebecca Roanhorse, E.B. Zaboy. Just a lot of really fantastic people writing stories, so I'm excited to pick that up. Also coming out in March is a horror novel that sounds really interesting. This is The Return by Rachel Harrison. It's a debut going on sale the 24th, about a group of friends reuniting after one of them has had a mysterious 2-year disappearance. So that should be an interesting one. Also coming out in March is Wicked As You Wish by Rin Chupeco, the first book in her new 100 Names for Magic series. And this is a alternative history fairy tale series about found family, modern day magic, and finding the place where you belong. I did really enjoy The Bone Witch that I read from her, and I've been curious to read more, and this sounds right up my alley. So this was sent to me a while back from Sourcebooks Fire, and I've been meaning to pick it up, and so we're finally gonna do it. I'm gonna read it, guys. There's another book I'm excited for that's coming out in March, and I was actually very kindly sent a free finished copy from Penguin Teens, so thank you so much to them. This is The Vanishing Deep by Astrid Schultz. This I'm really intrigued by. It's her second novel, and this one is kind of dystopian, I think. It's set in this water world after water has covered a lot of cities, and there's ruins of cities under the water, and something about like bringing people back from the dead. It just sounds really interesting and kind of like another genre mashup, so I'm excited to pick this one up. And then the final March release I have on my TBR is what I'm not sure how I feel about, but I kind of want to at least give it a try. This is Seven Endless Forests by April Genevieve Chuholke, and this was sent to me by Fierce Reads. It says it's a bold tale of adventure, vengeance, and sisterhood. It's a standalone companion novel to The Boneless Mercies, which I never got around to reading, but this one is a gender-bent retelling of the King Arthur legend, so it could be interesting. I might give that one a shot. And lastly, I have 5 arcs of books that are coming out in April, and I don't know that I'll necessarily get to all of these in March, but I would like to at least get to some of them. One I've been really excited for is All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson. Sounds amazing. I know Jessie from Bow Ties and Books read it and reviewed it and said it was fantastic. It's a nonfiction YA memoir about growing up Black and queer in America, and I hear really good things about it, so I'm very much hoping to pick this one up in March. The other one that is very much on my radar, and I know this has a new cover since I got the arc of it, but I've been hearing so much buzz about this book, is Bonds of Brass by Emily Skrutsky. This is queer adult science fiction, and I think it was originally tried to be sold as YA. Nobody wanted to publish it, and so now it's being published as adult, and a lot of people have been talking about it, so I'm very curious to pick it up. I'll show a picture of the new cover, which looks really awesome. So this one is going on sale April 7th. I'm hoping to read this in advance of publication date, so hopefully I can pick that one up in March at some point. I also have Raybearer by Jordan Ifueko. This is an African-inspired YA fantasy novel that's being recommended for fans of Tomi Adeyemi and Sabab Tahir, which sounds pretty awesome, and the cover looks very cool. 2 more books to talk about. The first one is Girls Save the World in this one by Ash Parsons. This sounds really amazing, guys. This is about a group of girlfriends who go to ZombieCon, and then suddenly actual zombies come and attack them, and they have to like save the world. How awesome does that sound? I mean, it sounds pretty freaking awesome. So I'm really excited about that. I tend to like books set at conventions. It sounds like a whole lot of fun. And then the final book that I'm putting on my TBR for this month is another early April release. This is The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. So this was an adult horror novel. It is Own Voices for the Native American representation, and it says, "The creeping horror of Paul Tremblay meets Tommy Orange's There There in a dark novel of revenge, cultural identity, and the cost of breaking from tradition in this latest novel from the Jordan Peele of horror literature, Stephen Graham Jones." This sounds really, really interesting to me, so I am hoping to give that one a shot as well. Oh boy, so there you go. Those are kind of a lot of the books that are on my radar heading into March. I do also have a few e-arcs that I will probably pick up. I'll have some audiobook holds come in from my library. Who knows like what exactly will happen. I might have other things that get added to this list, and some of them I won't get to in March, but this will give you a pretty good idea of a lot of the things on my list of things to read for the month. Talk to me in the comments down below. Let me know any of your thoughts or feelings on any of the books I talked about. Are any of these books you are hoping to pick up, or books that you're interested in hearing my thoughts on? For your question of the day, since it's March and a lot of people are reading mysteries in March, tell me your thoughts on mystery. Do you like reading mystery? If so, who are some authors that you recommend? I am really excited to be reading another Agatha Christie novel. I feel like this is something I've wanted to read more of, and it always gets pushed off, so very excited to pick this one up. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.